Hello and welcome. My name is Grace and this is my channel. So I thought, you know what? I just wanted to do a little chit chat kind of video. You know what I mean? Like just talk about the things I enjoyed in March. Because for the first time in a long time, I actually enjoyed some things this past month. And share with you some things I acquired, some things I'm using. Mainly decks and witchy supplies and stuff. So let's begin. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the tarot deck I've been using pretty much on the daily. Not even pretty much, no, seriously, on the daily has been my Thoth. I know, I struggle with the pronunciation. Anyway, this is my greenie. It's one of those, for those of you that are interested in such things, it's a 1983 greenie. I love it. It's my favorite. I think it's safe to say it's my favorite tarot deck. It is the one I use for daily draws. And it's the one that I go to when I want a straightforward answer. And I freaking love it. Mine smells of sandalwood incense because, well, it occasionally, because I have it out all the time, it does occasionally live in a box with sandalwood incense. But for the most part, I usually have it out. This is my go-to. This is my go-to. This is it. This is my favorite deck. Every time I use this one, which is every day, I ask myself, why on earth do I have more than one tarot deck? And I have more than one tarot deck because they have different uses, I guess, right? It's a different perspective. It's a different voice, but this is my absolute favorite. And those of you who have been watching me for a long time, probably thinking, oh my God, again with that Thoth tarot. Yes, again with the Thoth tarot. I freaking love it. On my person, one thing that is one of my favorites, my sorella Donna sent me this amber necklace that she made in a parcel with some other things, and which will eventually, you'll get to see them as time moves on. But I thought I'd wear this one today because it's beautiful and it was what I was in the mood to wear. All right. In my previous video, I was wearing a bracelet that she made. She also made this. Okay. What else? Favorite incense. Oh my God, people, I have a stack of incense that is just, I've been tossing incense away. Incense is something that I've always been into. I love incense. For me, it right away, it creates the sacred space. I use it to clear my home. I use it to set the mood. I use it before readings, what have you. However, over the decades, I've collected a lot. And part of the whole deck overwhelm that I talked about in previous videos, I've been talking about for months now, where I cleared out all those decks that I binged on and all the ones that don't resonate anymore. I now moved over. I had already done a whole declutter of my witchy supplies and that kind of stuff. Now I'm still working on the incense. I got to tell you, because unless you light it up and you burn it, you don't know if you still like it or not. And oh my goodness, I've decided that life is too short to burn incense you don't love. If you don't love it, run it under the tap, kill it, toss it in the trash. The actual stick, and the rest of it, either move it on to someone who will appreciate it or dispose of it as you wish. That is what I'm doing. I am not subjecting myself anymore to consolation prize incense or incense that is just okay. I don't care. I don't really go by, sorry. I don't really go by the title on the incense. That's just marketing bullshit. However, I have to say, although this one does not appeal to me at all, there's the Attract Money one by the same brand. That's totally bewitched. That one works. This one, I don't know. I can't tell you because I do protection work all the time. It's protection work is the foundation of my practice. All right, so an incense I have been loving, and I am a fan of this brand after trying this out, and I tried it out on camera a couple of videos ago, is Mother Earth by Green Tree. This one, love it. This one's cones. It burns clean. What I mean is that the smoke could get in your eyes and it's not irritating at all. I think going forward this is going to be, oh my god, those of you that are into perfume, kind of smells like Chanel Allure before you light it. Anyway, it's doesn't irritate my eyes. I have some other brands. Maybe if there's any kind of interest, I could do even a video just on incense to talk to you about the different brands and the different incenses I do burn and why I like them. But this one, it's clean. It does not irritate my eyes. It's how can I, the best way I could describe is you could see the smoke but you can't feel it. That's awesome. So, what else do I... Oh, oils. So, I'd gone to a metaphysical shop in the city that I work in weeks ago. And I bought their Van oil. I brought it home. And remember in that video... remember in that video, I'm assuming you watched my previous videos. But there's a video not too long ago where I said I'm not buying other people's magic anymore because... I prefer my own magic. This is an example right here. I've actually taken the label off because I brought it home. I opened it up. It had no scent, no magic, no nothing. Like it had no... And if you're a practitioner, you know what I mean when there's no nothing. Like there's no magic in the oil. So not to let the bottle and the slight... presence of the ingredients for Van oil go to waste. I went into my stash, I poured it out, I made my own Van oil, and here it is. Or Van inspired is what I call it, because, language. All right, and I love this. The base, the dominating aspect of this protection oil is lemon verbena, and vetiver. I love both tremendously. Also, I think I mentioned that, when people are charging you an arm and a leg for magical oils and they say, well, we use essential oils, I got to tell you something. Essential oils are very volatile. You open up the bottle and they're gone. Like all you could smell is a sunflower oil or whatever the carrier oil is. It's gone. Now I did, and now I'm going to contradict myself. I did use essential oil of vetiver and verbena in mine, or verveine, but in quantities, people. Not, like you can actually smell it in here. So this is one of my favorite things from this past month. Florida water. I don't have it here, but you all know what Florida water, if you're watching me, is. No, you all know what Florida water is if you're watching me. And that's another thing that for me is a staple. I love it. It brings me back to my childhood and my neighbors that introduced me to it. It's an all-time favorite. So let's talk about I think I'll leave the decks for last. How's that? Let's talk about something that I normally don't, and that is I mentioned in videos that I'm subscribed to Witch Casket, and I've never done a Witch Casket unboxing. So here's Witch Casket. This is what it comes in. Witch Casket is a witchy subscription box out of the UK. I have to say it's the only subscription box for me because it caters to my needs. And I just wanted to share with you my March box. And because I live in Canada, I receive Witch Casket boxes a bit late. So they ship mid-month, and by the time I receive them, it's early the following month. And what I appreciate about Witch Casket is that when it's a month that is centered on a specific holiday or Sabbath or Esbet or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter if you receive, for someone like me who lives in Canada, it doesn't matter that I receive it the following month. It is still valid. It is still a joy to receive. It is still practical. And I think I have to say, look, this is not sponsored, people. I'm just obsessed. This is not sponsored. I pay for my own subscription, okay? Witch Casket didn't send me anything and didn't ask me to review it on my channel. But I have to tell you that if you are like me and you don't want to collect a whole bunch of stuff you're not going to use, and you don't want to if you're like, if you've been at this for a very long time like I have, and you don't want to be collecting tchotchkes just to embellish, or not embellish, I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, but you know what I mean. Like, if you're done, you don't need decor, you don't need props, you don't need decor, you know what I mean. You feel solid in your practice, you know what you like, you know what you don't like. This for me is like it's the perfect subscription box. And again, you don't need to go and subscribe to this box because Grace is saying so, because I gotta tell you, like I said, I pay for my own subscription. But I want to share it with you because you know what? I was gonna say no one's talking about it. It's not true. No one in North America, I feel, is talking about Witch Casket. Whereas Jessica the Story Witch will do unboxings, and that's how I learned about this subscription box. And that's where I discovered that, oh my goodness, this is the one for me. Okay, enough talking. Let me show you what I got in the March one, in no particular order. So it came with this thing. It often comes with something really, really practical. And this is one of those things. And it's one of these blocks to put your essential oils on, or your magical oils. And it came with this oil, or this oil came in the box as well. This one is patchouli, orange, and cinnamon. You know what? Seriously, just coincidentally, patchouli, orange, and cinnamon is a combination that I use a lot of. It's really in line with the correspondences I work with. And so of course I'm like totally thrilled that I got this, and it's a cute little holder. I have other bottles from other I think this fits I think this is a 15 ml bottle, and it would fit 3 more 15 ml bottles. I just thought this was a nice touch. In the previous Witch Casket box, I got one of those card holders, like, if you do a daily draw. And yeah, like I said, practical stuff, right? The next thing I got was, oh my god, look at this. It says Kitchen Witch on it. It's burlap, but it's a nice soft burlap-like fabric. So it's not like, it's not stingy on the hands, or you know what I mean? It's not an itchy fabric or anything. Not that I'm going to wear it, but you know what I'm saying. And this came with herbs in it, and the herbs inside are crushed cassia. Cassia is, if I'm not mistaken, the bark of the cinnamon tree. Eucalyptus leaf, another herb I use a lot of. And again, I think you could, It says a lot about the people who put these boxes together that they are practitioners, because everything here is stuff that I use and they don't even know me. You know what I mean? Like vervain. Oh my god, people, vervain, my favorite. One of my favorites. And this goes without saying, rue. I grow my own rue. I think it's pretty cool to have international rue. All right. So that came in the kitchen witch bag. This bag is totally like, you know, I could use it for some other purpose. Again, it's a practical object. The next thing is, I think they always include a tea. This one is Good Fortune Rooibos tea blend. It's still sealed. I haven't brewed it yet. A while back, I think in the previous box, I think it's still in that box, there was one that, you know, wasn't for me. I think it was a digestive tea. I think it's because it has black licorice or something like that. Me, black licorice, elderberries, that black licorice kind of scent for tea is just not for me. But someone else will love it, so I hang on to it. One of these tea bags, like tea samples or whatever you want to call it, brews a whole teapot. So beautiful. I always look forward to tea because I like trying different ones. Then what else came in my March witch casket? It came with this bottle and this nice green frosted glass. Okay, well, I'm partial to green. I love green. And with the cork and the little box, and all these handmade items, or all these objects, these practical objects, are Witch Casket exclusives, made for Witch Casket, made by Witch Casket, which is really, really, I gotta tell you, I like it. So here we have it. And if you're one of those people who, in your practice, the pentacle is not a symbol you work with or care about, you can just turn it the other way. But it came in this box, and it says Pentacle Potion Bottle. Cute as all get out. I could always use another bottle. You could use, this is the kind of bottle you could use for a bottle spell or jar spell. Lovely. Every witch casket that I've received thus far, and this is my fourth one. The boxes end up going to my girls. I think this is the first time I receive a witch casket I get to keep the box. It always comes with a spell kit. And the spell kit, this is an abundance potion kit. Contains everything you need to attract abundance. Comes in a nice paper bag like this. Now I don't want to open up this one, but I will show you the one from the previous month. So it's a bag. It comes with everything you need for that spell. It has everything on it on the card here. This one is a protection pendant ritual. You have the crystal with the cage, the string, and the black candle. These make great gifts too. Like if it's something that I'm not gonna use for myself, I hang on to them because they do make great gifts for people that are of the same inclination as me. So in here, I imagine it has everything you need to attract abundance. Potion kit is for the bottle. Every witch casket comes with one of these enamel pens. This one's really cute. It's a little cauldron, a little bubbling cauldron. For the time being, I'm just collecting them, and they're probably just going to end up on one of my messenger bags. Comes with a crystal. Honestly, I'm okay that if it's a crystal I'm not going to use, I just re-earth it, and it's a gift to my garden, and it's a gift to the fairies in my garden and all that. The crystal is also not random. It's always, and you'll see because I wasn't very clear. Their boxes are very cohesive without, I don't even know how to describe this, but you know what I mean? It's all stuff that works together. It's cohesive and practical. And me, it's all about practical, people. This is a peach moonstone. All right. Oh, that's my dog. Someone's at the door. I gotta go see what's happening. And I'm back. Just a couple of things left in my box. I love this spoon. Look at this. Oh my god, let's do it okay. Look at this spoon. Oh my goodness. It's carved from a twig. Just love it. Love it, love it, love it. And like all the other subscription boxes, it comes with a pamphlet telling you what everything is. And it comes with a scroll. Something that if you're one of those people who you like to add these kind of scrolls, if you like to add this kind of content to a grimoire or a book of shadows, or all, this one is on herbal tea. It's Witch's Brews herbal teas and their properties. So that's it. That's it for Witch Casket for March. So let's talk turkey. It's about $60 Canadian per month for Witch Casket. That's including shipping from the UK. So if you are subscribed to a subscription box, and this is what you get and you're in Canada, this is what you get for $60 Canadian. I think it's about $47 US. If this is something that floats your boat, it's your kind of subscription box, I gotta tell you, customer service at Witch Casket is outstanding. Another thing that I really like, and it's probably the same with other subscription boxes, I don't know because I only know the one that I'm subscribed to, is every month I receive an email, like those of us who are subscribed receive an email with a link to their store, so that you can, with a discount code, to purchase items and products that were in previous boxes at a discount. And I ended up twice. I went on and I bought tea that I really, really loved, that I had gotten in my first box. And last time I ordered something for my altar. I ordered a little Mother Earth statue that's got handmade, that holds a crystal, and I think one of those little chime candle holders. Yeah. What's another thing I received in previous boxes is a candle. So there's candles often included. So in my February box, it had candles and incense. Like previous boxes also had candles and incense. It's just fun, and this time it was an oil. So that's pretty cool. All right, how many times do I have to say it's pretty cool? Put it this way: I'm not really shopping much. Lockdown and depth year and all that stuff. So I thought it was, for me, it made me happy to continue supporting Witch Casket during my depth year. I also I'm also in the process of placing an order with another small witchy store that I will then show you what I got when I receive it. For depth here, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I plan to, not plan to, it's already April. This is what I've been doing, is support the small retailers of this, the small witchy retailers. Oh my God, how many words is it taking me to get to the point? Thank you for coffee, lovey.
Welcome, sweetie.
All right, let's talk decks. So the curating is ongoing. I talked about, I'm always adjusting myself in my seat when I'm in a video. I forget the camera's rolling. This one's gonna always be, I guess, because it's my favorite. This is my number one. This is the one that every time I'm holding it, whenever I use, because I have this one and I have a small one that I keep in here in order that I use specifically for magical work. I ask myself, why on earth do I have any other tarot deck? Why? I don't know. Because this is my go-to for divination. And again, if you're tuning in for the first time, hello, welcome, thank you for watching. And I'm a fortune teller. I read tarot. I'm not a psychologist. I just pretend to be one on YouTube. No, I don't even pretend to be one on YouTube. But you know what I mean? It's like I'm a card reader. I'm a psychic. I'm a psychic card reader. I'm a cartomancer. I'm a fortune teller. And I still have yet, I'm going to tell you a secret, I still have yet to read an entire book on Thoth. And I have no problem reading this deck. This deck is clear as day. This deck is excellent for reading about mundane issues, your day-to-day problem solving, and it's also excellent for planning. It's excellent for magic. This has it all. This has it all. And I'm a little, I'm not gonna lie, but having a vintage copy, even though it's not the original 1969 copy, makes me happy. And green is a favorite color. Anyway, enough of that. So since we're talking about Thoth anyway, this is a box I got on Etsy. It's stained and wood burned, and it's got the little feet on it. It's very cute. On Etsy too, for Etsy, I stick to Canadian sellers. I had some interesting experiences at the end of 2020 with some Etsy sellers that weren't local, that I'm completely off. Like, I'm completely turned off of dealing with anyone who sells on Etsy that isn't local. And so this one I got this one from a local seller, a British Columbia seller. This one, the bottom is lined in felt. The top is painted black. And it's just a perfect size for this is my Pocket Swiss Thoth. I keep this little guy in order. So I keep this one in order, like a filing system. So I keep this deck in order, and I reach for this size when I'm using it for spell work, when I'm using it to set intention, and for making talismans. I am a very practical folk magician. I go in, I get what I need in terms of intentions, and literally I throw it on my color printer, and I print it out in the configuration that I need for the intention, and then I put my cards back in the box where they live with a clear quartz I've had forever, because I think I've mentioned in previous videos, and I mentioned it even earlier, I've re-earthed most of my crystals except for the ones I use all the time. Alright, so this I've been using for setting intention, for magic, whatever you want to call that. Talismans. I've been using this size because frankly these are a bit, you know, big. A deck I received, my friend Sabrina sent me a generous box full of tarot decks, and I think they were all tarot except for this one. I had looked at this one. This is Making Magic, Manifesting Your Dreams by Priestess Moon. I have another deck by Priestess Moon. It's, gosh, I don't remember what it's called. It's the one with that medieval art, that medieval inspired art. Anyway, Priestess Moon, she is on YouTube, okay? And I'm going to link to her channel. Priestess Moon, the two decks of hers that I've used, that lady is the real deal. You know what I mean? There's and not to, I'm not throwing shade. If you feel called out because I'm calling someone else the real deal and you think that you're not because I just said someone else is the real deal, that's not my intent. But Priestess Moon is the real deal. Her freaking little cards here, Making Magic, again, I'm not sponsored. This was a gift by my dear friend Sabrina, who, if you're in the Rue's Kitchen Facebook group, Sabrina is a longtime member of our family, and there is, if you're a member of our group, please go and see. I posted a GoFundMe for her and her husband, like for her family, because they've been having a pretty rough year. First, we have the whole COVID thing, and second of all, on top of that, they have they're having health concerns that is giving them a hard time. And if you can afford to give anything at all, please come to Rue's Kitchen Facebook group and check it out. I posted the link to their GoFundMe. Lovely, lovely lady. She's a sorella to me. Yeah, she's been part of the community for 20 years. All right, back to Making Magic. There's two of these out there. There's this one, the little one, and Rockpool put out a larger version of this deck. Here's what I can tell you from my research. This one has 40 cards, has 40 sigils in it. The larger cards that are round are beautiful. They're the same kind of gold on black. They're round cards. They're about, I don't know what size they are because I don't have it, but they look to be around the size of a Mother Peace deck. But there's 4 less sigils in that deck, and I don't know which 4 are not there. So I received this from Sabrina. I love Sabrina, and I'm keeping this one. But if the other one comes with a guidebook, this doesn't come with a guidebook. You don't need a guidebook. Let me show you what it is. This is sigils with intentions on them. So this is Time to Shine. Creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. Here's what I've done with this deck. So I'm going to just show you. I literally take my Thoth deck, the little one, and with the with the corresponding tarot cards of the intention or what I want to manifest. I then looked through this deck to find the sigil with the intention of what it is I want to manifest. I combined the two, and I gotta tell you, the results are instantaneous. This little deck comes in this, this is the only time I'm gonna say that I love the rose petal finish, or that rubberized finish. This box is magnetic. Look at this. It's cute as all get out, people. It's small. It's portable. I don't like to separate my cards. I don't like to take the cards and use them because I don't want them to get like worn out and then like, you know, there's cards, you know what I mean? Like I use a color printer, what I'm trying to say, to make my, to cast my intention, and I print it up, and then that's my spell. But this guy, loving it. I'm loving it. I'm using it almost daily. It's incredible. Okay. The last two are similar, but not. And I've talked about these two before, but you know what I mean? It's like, just so you know, going forward, you're going to see, very much like at the beginning of my channel, you're going to see the same decks over and over again, because these are the ones I actually use. I'm starting to get to know them really well, and I'm getting results with. So one of them is the Living Altar. This is an Oracle and Spell deck for the Radical Witch. Living Altar is by, oh my god, sorry, I didn't prep my stuff, is by Kiki Robinson and I'm afraid to butcher her name, Ilvadroma Marzana Radzejewski. Oh my god, I'm so sorry if I butchered your names. If you happen to come across this and I butchered your name, I apologize. There's some really interesting YouTube content out there on this deck. Anna Astrolady Tarot has done a couple of videos on it. There's some other ones too. Sorry, I have to adjust my shawl, so to speak. My wrap, not shawl, wrap. There's Hearth Witch did a flip through when she received hers. The cards are humongous, okay? Humongous. You wanna know how humongous these cards are? That's how humongous these cards are. They're beautiful, altar sized. I got little hands, people. Look. Guarda. Look at my hand, right? I can't shuffle this like I like to shuffle, which is riffle shuffle, bridge and riffle. So I do overhand shuffling this way. I use it as an oracle / spell book. So there's this part of the deck which looks like this, and there's all there's the guidebook describes a system. I have my own system of using these cards. I literally pick a card like an oracle deck, and it fascinates me that the card I pick, like an oracle deck, is always pertinent to what's going on. Right now I have the summer card on my altar because that's the card I picked yesterday. And I'm in the process of realigning and goal setting. And I thought it was really fascinating that I got the summer card. And then what I do is in the guidebook, I read the guiding message. for the card that I draw, and the correspondences, right? So the correspondences for summer. And I have it up on my altar, and it's there just to remind me that, okay, I have to start with my goal setting, which I kind of have, but it's a reminder that, you really need to, like, set your goals. I believe that magic, from experience, I believe, for me, magic requires work. You put in the work. In your magical workings, you get what you put in. And that just was the perfect card for me, for where I am right now. So now this is artwork. These are each card is an actual spell that was photographed. There's these cards with titles. The artwork is not for everybody. I get that. There's something about it for me. There's that whole it reminds me, when I was a kid, I used to color across, I used to color an entire page with wax crayons, and then I used to carve out designs in the wax crayon, and it reminds, creativity. It reminds me of that. What I'm trying to say is that, even though I'm not the target audience, this is probably younger witches are the target audience. Totally resonates with me. This thing sings to my little creative soul, to my little grade school soul that still loves crayons, because it reminds me of the crayon art I did. I use this deck regularly, but it's not a daily draw deck. It's like I had a card on my altar for a month that I drew from here. The only thing I find challenging with this deck is that there are 14 actual spell cards. So this is where the creators cast a spell and took a picture, and they superimposed their spell onto their handprints, a photo of their handprints. So these are actual spells, right? And there's stuff in there like wax drippings, hair, which totally skeeved me out, but at the same time, I couldn't look away. The only thing I find challenging with these, I understand the aesthetics of not putting a number or title on these cards. It's sometimes tricky to find them in the guidebook, because you have to match a color photo, which a lot of these, at first glance, look very similar to little black and white thumbnails in the guidebook. That's the only thing. But I said challenging. I didn't say impossible. So I'm okay with it. So this is a deck that I have to say, I originally got it for a very shallow reason. I loved the black and white, the red edging, the size of the cards. And it turns out to be one that I use a lot for magical work. So, yeah. I live in Canada. I was stunned at how fast it, when I purchased it, how fast I placed my order. I was stunned at how fast I received it after I placed my order. Okay. And the last one, this is by a Quebecois creator. This is L'Oracle Witch by Josiane and Josiane Sarrazin-Côté. And oh my God, people, I did a flip through of this deck, and it's basically the premise, or is it premise? No, that's not the word I'm searching for. The basis of this deck is that her intention was to include everything a witch uses, like a witch's tools, a witch's, everything a witch uses in her craft or his craft. And I have to say, and she is an astrologer. She's a professional astrologer. And I have to say, it's incredible to me that when I pick a card, like I do a draw, so far I've been doing a draw, like, once a month or whatever. I use it with the living altar, because the living, like, I chose a card, like I picked a card from here, and when I read the little guidebook, it was very brief, but it's very succinct, right? It's like she says a lot in few words, which for me, I love that. And it was talking, and the card I drew was talking about goal setting, and it's time to regroup, evaluate how far you've come, and now rework your goals to go further, kind of reading. And then the living altar, I get summer, which gives me timing, and also talks about goal setting. So I love using Oracle Witch with my living altar. Now, l'Oracle Witch, like, you look at these images, like, this is goddess, right? This is a francophone deck, and the guidebook is in French. If you're bilingual, I think you'd be okay with this. If you're one of those people who don't mind throwing a couple of sentences into Google Translate and then figuring it out, this is for you as well. I do that a lot with languages that I don't have a grasp of, or not even like a little bit of an understanding of, like Slavic languages. I'm constantly using Google Translate. If there's something that interests me and it's in a Slavic language, whether it be Russian, Polish, Croatian, I just throw it into Google Translate and I figure it out. But I freaking love this Oracle deck. I did a horrendous job with this silver Sharpie. It looks terrible. Like, the edges look terrible. They're really uneven. But I do like how I made the little border, the little micro border on the back. And that, I think, is it for me for what I've been up to in March and things I've been enjoying. I have, as far as YouTube content, I'm not spending too much time on YouTube. When I am there, I'm watching cooking videos. To be honest, I'm looking up keto cookie recipes and stuff like that. But I did really enjoy Cassia at Taromap. Did a live with Natalia from Ouroboros, and I really enjoyed that live. I enjoy both of them, so it was really fun to see them both together, and I love Natalia, so it was easy for me to watch the live after it was already over. I missed it, so I watched the recorded live. What else am I watching on YouTube? Not much. Books that I'm reading. Sadly, not sadly, but I've been so focused on learning my new job. I've been reading more medical content than anything else. I hope to transition back to reading more metaphysical content in April. And what else? That's pretty much it. Oh, yeah. I'm participating in an anthology, in the Bridget anthology. I think it's called the Bridget anthology. I have a submission I need to send in, And so that'll be something that'll be coming up next year. It's a Bridget and it's um, anthology on the goddess Bridget, because of my background and my practice. Mine will also talk a little bit more about the Saint Bridget. But yeah, I think I'm gonna link below, because it's a really short deadline, but they're still accepting submissions. So I'm gonna link to it in the box below if you want to submit for the Bridget anthology. It's going to be published by Wiser Books. And yeah, so that's it for me. Anyway, let me know in the comment section, what have you been up to? What's some of your favorite things from March, or some of the things that you've been enjoying in March? And I know I'm looking forward to. I'm always hopeful. I'm looking forward to see what April brings. Thank you so much for tuning in, and wherever you are in the world, I'm wishing you all a beautiful day. Bye bye.